Next up, we've got Alexander Sheynin. Sheynin. Yo. Okay. So, look at this guy. He's a happy dude. I'm liking it. You have a nice smile. But let's dig in, shall we? So there's quite a bit of stuff here, and you're more of a weapons artist as well. It looks like kind of blending more into Decagon, and kind of working with the Unreal experience with the Unreal Engine 5 experience. Excuse me, with the Matrix Awakens. You wrote some text as well. Let me find that here. So at 26, after several years of work as a bank auditor, that sounds riveting. It's not for everyone, but I'm sure some people like it. I decided to switch back to my childhood hobby and began to learn 3ds Max and the gaming pipeline. I made sub-D models for stocks and some freelance at the beginning. Then I joined Decagon and worked for some other outsourced studios as well. Number two, I'm looking for an in-studio job on a AAA project as a prop or a hard surface artist, while I keep on learning substance designer, creating scenes in Unreal, set dressing, lighting, and so on to become an environment artist. I have an outdated portfolio due to NDA. Man, the NDA struggle is real. Uh, Even the last works were created more than about a year or two ago. Since since that, I have developed my skills such as ZBrush sculpting and Marvelous Designer. And since last year, I was working only on Nanite assets for UE5. I have questions for you, sir. So I'd be really thankful if you'd say what works I need to remove, and what to keep, or maybe what works do I need to add to my portfolio. Now I'm working for some educational projects. Oh, that's super cool. And unreleased titles for Decagon, and as a contract artist with Team Clout for their game Ill. Cool. Okay, wow, that. Oh, I recognize Ill. I'm gonna drop this in chat. Got two videos there, I think. Yeah. Nanite assets. Anyways, let's start down here. So we got this nice old shotgun. First low polys, re-rendered ones from my first low polys. Your materials are pretty good. So this is 3 years ago. I'm just gonna scroll through these kind of quick, and then maybe we can get into more of the nitty gritty details. Let's see here. Your presentation's quite interesting. I mean, this is 4 years ago as well, but like I think the particles in the air, maybe if they're just a tad bit darker, would distract less and allow you to focus on the asset. Man, that really looks better when you click on it. That is crazy. I'll post this in chat. There we go. Um, it's quite cool. It's pretty stylistic, but you're sticking to the rules at which it looks like you've kind of placed on yourself. Looks really nice. Um, let's go back here. Oh, nice. You did a breakdown for 80 level as well. I've really liked how people post their articles like this, and then they have the link to it here as well. Hey, thank you for the restub. What a beautiful 4 months with Dinstash. We will miss it. That's amazing. That's a really dangerous gun. Indeed. One wrong move and you'll lose a finger. So, abandoned truck vehicle breakdown. Oh, you did a for a game artist. Nice. Yeah, so I do like that the where your articles are at. Let me see if this okay. So, I think presentation wise when we look at your thumbnails, it's kind of difficult to I mean, I wonder what you could do to make these thumbnails better. First, I think articles being at the end is usually like a good rule of thumb. The portfolio is really nice. I don't think we're gonna go through every single piece, but I would suggest putting the articles at the very end, unless you want to be article driven. Then you put them up here, right? And then I would try and unify your logos and where they're placed. Like this mod logo up here, I wouldn't necessarily put it there. I would maybe put it here, or build it into the Arma logo somehow. Maybe the three in the background could be the three colors. Hmm. But I think centering the logo and just unifying all of your thumbnails could do a lot. Like let's man, this one looks cool. Your texture work is really interesting. Yeah, you're doing some really intriguing stuff. So I think if someone's been looking at what is it? War Dogs. I'm like, War Dogs? War Dogs. It's like my brain forgot all of a sudden. Someone's been looking at War Dogs work. Love this type of presentation. Man, look at that. So getting that type of zoom in. Let's copy this. Let's go into Photoshop here. Yo, Respio, thank you for the resub. 54-month streak. That is crazy. How you doing, man? Let's go back here. I'm gonna just screenshot this. I'm like, that is insane. Okay, I'm gonna go in. We're gonna just grab this frame, or I'm gonna try and grab this frame, and we're gonna mask that out. Nice. Invert it, and then we'll just take this image. We'll lock this one, and we'll take this one, and we'll just move this around in here. I'm also going to convert to a smart object so we can continue to scale if needed. Um, See, and I feel like focusing on an area nice and close. I mean, I know you want them to be like, oh, it's a weapon, but I think getting someone engaged enough to want to click your thumbnail is probably the holy grail of like getting this all as well. What about you? I'm doing pretty well. Today was a bit long, so just kind of coming back from that. It's good though. Things are good. I'm just gonna lightly erase. I say lightly as I use the hardest brush possible. Um, nice. We're just gonna take this logo, scale this up, and put it somewhere around here. So getting a quite a unified logo scale could be really nice for getting your work kind of isolated in a way that feels right. We can go in and let's see if we can't. Oops, hang on here. Put this above here. Nice, nice. So doing something like this where you can get the text to kind of pop from the image without like pulling away too much from the. I'm gonna do that, and we're just gonna invert this. Yeah, maybe a gradient on the bottom instead could be good. And you can see that really like kind of brings your piece front and center with some like high detail up close, and then you get your text here, and you could do the same thing with the Arma logo, right? That can be centered up here. You kind of line it up. I think it's doable. Just hide this real quick. Beautiful. Then we can just grab this here, like so. Let's do a nice little gradient there to try and. It's like if you can just unify all of your thumbnails, I think it'll go a really long ways. This angle is also quite good, and I think it's more about unifying the thumbnails. Uh, this one's quite interesting. Decagon for Adobe Asset Library. So none of these are textured. These models are produced for Adobe through Decagon. Oh man, through Decagon Studios to be provided as Adobe's Substance 3D catalog. I was responsible for creation of these models on the project. Big thanks to our team and leads. That was a cool piece here. So it's an interesting set. I guess it's more about like, I mean, you didn't have to texture these, right? So getting this in a way where it looks pretty unified with the rest of this thumbnails is going to be pretty key. This table looks nice. I am distracted. So the wood grain feels good. The direction of all those details is really nice. There's some nice aging going on in there. There's some nice denting in the wood materials. I don't know if you need to put your. I kind of go back and forth on this, like putting my information in a thumbnail or not, or in a render. I can get why you'd want to do it. It's just anyone saving this image will just have your information still. So all of your, it's kind of like putting your metadata on everything. It's always just going to kind of be there. It's a nice asset. So your materials are quite strong, like quite a bit strong, if I do say so myself. Um, I would say removal of work. I would say redo your thumbnails. Uh, Scavengers could stay if you had a better thumbnail, because it's just like it feels dated by comparison of the other content you're making. Like this is crazy. Look at that. That's delicious. Dude, I love this here. Oh man. Oh. Oh, this is cool. What up, D-Clan? How you doing? Good to see you. It's been a bit. Hope you're well. So, oh my god, that's brutal. So this doesn't really feel like a lot of blood has been spilled. Like I would expect more splatter, I guess, and more like pooling. Maybe some blood in the sides here. Dude, it's a test kit. Maybe they cleaned it in between. I mean, I hope so. But okay, so there was a question. Needs more people to decapitate. Nice. Houdini screaming at you. So this sign, for example, I would say if you have a clean brief, which is like saying like this is what we need to build, a clean briefing on the asset request, then you should be able to build this specific sign. I don't know, 2 days, 2 working days, 3. Really depends though how clear the brief is on like what you need to build. That's what I mean. If you don't have to think about it, if they're showing you a picture that looks like this, seems long. I mean, that's including like all the feedback and stuff. I bet a props artist because the other thing you have to remember is for myself, I'm not a props artist. I'm a environment lead, and before that, I was a props or a environment senior environment artist. So I was doing a lot of propping of scenes, requesting of assets. Um, I think given the detail that's here, it probably could be done in a day. But if they don't have a design, a detail, like all that stuff has to be made up, and something will always go wrong. A couple of days seems fine. All the tech meshes, feedback, things going wrong, yeah. Like this for example, this asset, this vehicle itself, all these parts. Let's exclude the wrap. Let's just say you're building the car in the middle here. This is probably hmm. Let's see if it's written in here. Feedback and all, texturing, modeling. This probably would take 5 weeks, 5 working weeks, 4 working weeks. If you don't have a kit to like go off of, beginning to end, no model, modeled, textured, including feedback. This is really nice. There's some really nice material breakup on here. The rust looks really interesting. I would say the glass is maybe the part, like this back part. Vince, I mean, I could be wrong. I would say it's like 4 to 5 weeks. This back area here, like these lights, feel like they need a bit more of that damage. They feel a little clean, but it depends. It depends on the artist. Those estimations are going to be per artist as well, right? I'm going off of artists that I've seen work before in the past, and knowing like I've seen them pull things off like that. Like I've seen an artist make a vehicle like this in 4 to 5 weeks. And I don't even remember, did they have a library of existing pieces before? Man, this texturing work is great. Dude, the build up in the back here, this is like spot on. You're definitely looking at references because for whatever reason, it always builds up right here. I guess because that's the most like vortex protected wind area. So like when wind goes over, it's gonna blow stuff around, and this area is probably the most protected. Tires feel a bit off. I mean, they're a little soft, but they look flat. Maybe the rim feels a little. I think it's the rim. You're used to the rim inside area being more metal or not as dirty. Is speed valued? Oh, for sure. As long as the quality's there. Man, that's a really nice asset. Let's look at this one. So this that's interesting. Artstation needs to be told about this. Is this me? No, it is not. Okay, you can see some aliasing here in the model, but it's not the image. It's how Artstation's presenting your image. Is that right? Man, that's super weird. Are you, let's see here. So you're not Artstation Pro. Would that matter though? I mean, this image looks good. Is it just from being down res? It's being down resed and or scaled down. Yeah, that is odd. I don't think I'm used to that. That's very strange. Oh, these look pretty good. Dang, you got that. You got that. The brakes in the back like perfect. They're super clean. Usually, you get the little piece of metal that stays in there. But that's awesome. Oh, this looks good too. Man, it's so simple yet so nice. You know, feels a little soft on the edge inside here. Yeah, see, it happens here. So Artstation is just scaling the image down. They're not down resing it. They're actually, because see, if I scale it down to 80%, right there, that's interesting. Hey, Pontus, what's up, man? That's a cool robot. It's a classic, right? So there's a lot of props in here. Like a lot of props. Attention to detail is super nice. Oh, what is? Okay. What's going on here? Ooh, that's cool. Oh, that's super nice. Oh, Respio, really? Okay, so I'll say this verbally. That way we make sure it gets out to in the VOD. So Respio is saying it has to do with the monitor display size. He thinks, Respio thinks. On the 32-inch monitor, no aliasing, but on the 27-inch, it happens. So it's definitely has to do with the amount of screen space the image is taking up. Because for sure, when I click this and then let it take full screen, it's fine, right? So that's interesting. That's good to know. Man, that asset's cool. This is really nice. Maybe there could be more gradient in the material, but I think likely the way it looks is because it was art directed this direction. Really, really cool. And then you got your Matrix Awakens assets. Hey, thank you for that follow. How you doing? If you're new to the stream, we don't usually stream later than right at this moment, but we stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You can hang out in the Discord there. And then there's also the link tree. There you go. You can find all of our stuff. We also hit 10,000 people on Discord, which is kind of crazy. I don't usually like cheer those things because it's all about the quality, you know what I mean? But it's super cool. Hit 10K, that's crazy. So these have that fidelity, you know what I mean? That you're just like, oh yeah, reality. We gotta hit that reality mark. Look at the bends in the signs, really subtle, but they're there. Gotta use up all that ability to nanite your eyeballs out. You know what I mean? It's really nice. Colors are pretty spot on too. Like that blue. That's probably, I imagine you probably got the state regulated colors for like what these are supposed to look like color wise before they get dirty. But yeah, I think when I look at your portfolio, I would unify your thumbnails. I'd put your articles at the end. And I think if you wanted to remove anything, dude, this is cool. If you wanted to remove anything, hmm, dude, look at that. Look at all those papers. That's cool. There's a little stack, cube stack in the inside there. I would remove this one, the Adobe library, just because it's not textured. I know it's intended to not be textured. And maybe the scavengers, unless you can find a better thumbnail for it. Unify all the thumbnails, remove those two, and I think you'd be in a good spot. Articles at the end. But you have really, really nice work. Your attention to detail is pretty nice as well. I mean, it's more than nice. It's cool to see. And I think what I would love to see from you, I mean, you're doing, this was pretty impressive to see some cloth work like this. I think uh, maybe you should add a some foliage maybe. I don't know. It says so senior 3D artist. I guess it really depends what you want to be doing, right? You're going really into UE5 and nanite, so maybe some more nanite like assets could be cool. Just really pushing those details because these two recent pieces and the returnal stuff. I mean, this whole top row is crazy in quality. You could maybe cut your weapons down in half or like unify your dissolution into like a single post. That's another way to do it. Maybe frame this weapon better as well. But yeah, super cool portfolio. Um, if you have any questions or you wanna like healthy greens, Melissa says add some healthy greens in there. If you have any questions or want to run an idea by me of like what you're thinking about adding to your portfolio and what my thoughts might be, just poke me. I'm on Discord all the time. And yeah, cool. Awesome. Thank you for sharing your portfolio. Super solid portfolio. It's really nice.